Hey guys, so there were just a few little points that I wanted to bring to your attention that I didn't know for sure if the videos that we watched did. I know that they did explain to you, and they did a great job explaining what a quadrilateral was. I'm not sure that they talked about something that's very important that you understand, and that's this prefix to the word quadrilateral. It's very important that we stop and we understand the fact that a quadrilateral starts with this QAD means something. Quad. There's a meaning to that prefix. I'm thinking of other words that start with similar beginnings. Words like quarter. It doesn't have the D, but it's similar. Quarter. And that's 1 out of 4 parts of a dollar. Can you think of any words that start with quad? I'm wondering something. How many sides does a quadrilateral have? Can you remember? 1, 2, 3, 4. And in fact, quad is a prefix that means 4. Or 4 parts. You're also going to look soon when you start graphing at quadrants, and there's 4 quadrants. So anyway, knowing that is going to be very helpful for you. But definitely they did at least explain to you guys that a quadrilateral is a shape that has 4 sides. It also has 4 angles, right? It also had 4 angles. This particular one has 4 right angles, okay? Now here's some shapes they didn't talk to you about, and you're going to need to know them for your quick check. A pentagon, you might have heard of that if you've been watching the news at all, but a pentagon is a shape, and it actually has this a prefix that means something as well. Penta means 5, and I'm going to do my best to draw this here. Kind of looks like the base in a baseball game. Pentagon has 5 sides, and let's see how many angles. 3, 4, oh look, 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 angles. And in fact, I can count the vertices. 1, 2, that's the points, 3, 4, 5 vertices as well. Okay, so pentagon, they didn't really show you that at all, but you do need to know that word. And the last one that you're going to need to know is hexagon. Well, let's see. You can probably use your reasoning skills. We did 4, we did 5. So we're going to look at a hexagon, and we're going to talk about a shape that has 6 sides, and that's exactly what the prefix for hexagon tells me. Okay, so I am not the best artist. You'll have to pretend like those are equal sides, but there should be 6 of them. 6 sides. And I can draw these little lines on here to show where the sides are since my drawing's not very good. 6 angles. That's the part where the 2 sides meet. And 6 vertices. That's actually the point where the sides meet. Okay? A couple other things you're going to need to know. You're going to have to refer to some of these angles by a name. And the most common name we're going to have is called a right angle. If you have a piece of paper, it probably has a right angle to it. In fact, when I want to draw something really exact, some of you are artists, you may do the same. I hold my paper, and a right angle measures 90, we use the word degrees. But I don't like to write the word degrees because, for one thing, it's hard with this tool. So I can just put a little circle up there to show that's 90 degrees. So you've been looking at squares and rectangles. Every one of the angles on those is 90 degrees. And that makes them a little bit different than the parallelograms you've been looking at. Because it looks like it's kind of been knocked over a little bit, huh? They're not all 90 degrees. Okay? Another reason that you're going to need to know that is there is nothing in the lesson that I saw that taught you these words, but on your test, it's going to ask you about some convex and concave shapes, okay? Now, when I Googled to find an anchor chart for this, I saw so many words, concave and convex, talking about lenses and light energy. And so these are actually really good words to know. But concave and convex, how we're talking about them, is simply going to be if any of the angles are larger than 180. And 180 is just a straight line. And so basically, if you think about the entrance to a cave as like something you could go in, if you see a shape that looks like it's kind of been dented in like this, and it looks like it would take you like a long way around there, this right here is a concave shape. And the convex shape would be like a typical shape you might think of, okay? And here's a little anchor chart to help you see. You see the pentagon. Here's a hexagon that's drawn properly. And you're not going to necessarily see, today at least, octagons or decagons. But there's concave and convex.